Hello and good day everyone, I'm Elena Punji, metric number A1980124. We are from Group 1 and our issue is factors that affect academic performance during online distance among students. Alright, research background. We want to look into the impact of environmental factor on this issue. So we know that today technology has advanced. We have Webex, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams and other apps are available to help us continue our study. And number 3 is to show that the effect and consequences of online and face-to-face learning environment differ. We also want to know how the online learning environment influence student academic performance. We move on with the problem statement. Some students believe that the factor is to blame for the poor academic performance and individual psychologicals. It includes energy exchange, diversity, interaction and rest, change and relationality and decay. And last, the relation with the children's health and academic achievements. Okay, next, these are our research questions, and we also have 5 research objectives that relate with our issue. Alright, let's move on with the research significance. So who are the relevant? It actually demonstrates why the student failed. And the research purpose is we want to find the causes of student failure and the factor that influence scoring. The research scope. The research scope, we want to carry out the data analysis and statistical analysis at the end of the research work to prove out hypothesis and problem solving. And the last, research organizations. In this chapter, we include in our project that help us to cover the scope study, method of data collecting in chapter 6, research design and proposal writing in chapter 5, and preliminary information gathering and problem definitions in chapter 3. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Fatina Jiha binti Zulkafli and my metric number is A1980148. So, I will present literature review, which is discussion on theory, variables, literature gap and conceptual framework for our research proposal. The first one is the key concept, theories and studies that we study is least adaptation towards the factors. The theories that influence the concept and effect for students' failure during online learning is by having least adaptation towards new learning method, which is internet connection speed, surrounding temperature, online learning method, noise interferences and surrounding lighting. The next is variables. So, there is 2 types of variable for our research proposal. The first one is dependent variable. The dependent variable is the effects. Its value depends on changes in the independent variables. A variable which can be predicted and explained. Variation in the dependent variable is what a researcher tries to explain. So, the dependent variable for our group research is academic performance. The second variable is independent variable. The independent variable is the cost. Its value is independent of other variables in study. The variable that is predicted to be associated with or explain the variation in the dependent variables. So, in the independent variable for our group research is internet connection speed, surrounding temperature, online learning method, noise interferences, and surrounding lighting. For the literature gap for our research proposal is lack of understanding. We are lack of understanding about the people mindsets and why they should not realize their mistake and trying to prove why other factors are the cause of their failure. Lastly, conceptual framework. It is the operationalization of the theory showing the relationship of the different constructs in a research study. A conceptual framework can be formulated by these 4 steps. Firstly is cite the conceptual framework or paradigm. Second, identify the variables. Third, point out the dependent and intervening variables. And the last one is show the direction of the study. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Nusharka. I am Nur Shaira binti Ridwan Abindi and my matrix number is A19A065. Today I would like to explain briefly about research design and method. The first thing is method of data collection that we use is quantitative data. Quantitative research focuses on numerical data collected through large survey research, for instance, questionnaire or structured interview. We choose this method is because it is more objective, can investigate and also comprehend the relationship between the independent variable, which is an internet connection speed, surrounding temperature, online learning method, noise interferences, and surrounding lighting. And our dependent variable is academic performance. Next, our data collection method is through primary data. Then, regression analysis is a reliable method for determining which variables have an impact on a given topic. The process of running a regression allows you to confidently determine which which factors are the most important and which can be ignored, and how these factors interact with one another. The data collected from this questionnaire enables us to assess the level of satisfaction of our attendees as well as the factors that influence those level of satisfaction. Finally, the data tools of analysis that we use is statistical package for the social science, which is SPSS. Using SPSS can analyze scientific data with the social science. That's all from me.
And now I'll continue with the last part, implication and contribution to knowledge. We investigated whether there is a link between academic performance and environmental factors during online learning in this study. The study employs a variety of approaches and variables to determine the extent to which environmental factors influence students' performance during online learning method. Such research is also necessary to determine the extent to which students' performance during online learning method varies. Next, it's about two types of implication. Firstly, it's practical implication. The primary goal of our study is to determine the extent in which environmental influence or impacts students during the course of online learning. The second implication is theoretical implication. These problems can be addressed using strengthening theories. Clearly, this learning theory can aid in the comprehension and explain of how pupils learn. This is because it is comprehensive enough to cover every section of what they need to complete. The pyramid below shows the theory of framework for online education, seeking an integrated model. Firstly, is creating. Elements can be combined to create a form or a complete working system. Creating also necessitates the incorporation of elements into new patterns. It's the same as coming up with a fresh idea, concept, or product. Next, evaluating. Start to make a decision based on the criteria that have been previously set, and turn the decisions into a check and critique. The next one is analyzing. Organizing all of the materials into constitutions part is one of them is related to another. Overall, the goal is to distinguish, organize, and attribute. Applying. A procedure is ready to use through the executing and implementing. It's followed by understanding, interpreting, exemplifying, classifying, summarizing, inferring, comparing, and explaining meaning from oral, written, and graphic messages. Last but not least, it's remembering. People can retrieve, recognize each point, and record relevant knowledges that they have learned to help them remember.